Welcome to this edition of Backstage Pass with Leah Chang. I'm your host, Leah Chang.
Hey, listen, did you have fun today? Yeah? Do you think Kathy did a really good job? Yeah? No, do you have notes for her? Okay. No, I don't have any notes for her. I thought she was brilliant.
I'm sitting here with Alan Muraoka, and I've just seen The Nice List. Tell me about The Nice List.
All right, well, The Nice List is a holiday musical set at the North Pole, and the two leads are two female elves who are sort of like the yin and yang of each other. One is sort of grumpy, one is not. So it's the whole play on like everyone's a little bit naughty, everyone's a little bit nice, and that's what we discover through the show. And the nice list, the list itself, is sort of the catalyst that makes us discover, in reality, we're all a little of both.
So the Nice List first was born in 2020.
In 2020, during the pandemic, that's right. We created a Zoom musical of it.
And the book and lyrics are by?
The music is by Gary Adler, and the book and lyrics are by Phoebe Kreutz, who I've worked with for the last 15 years on different projects.
Right. And it was so successful, born during the pandemic and running during the pandemic. I remember it kept getting extended as far as being shown on
being
air,
shown,
right?
because it was a fundraiser, and so then it was very popular, so we kept running it. The cast was on Entertainment Tonight because they had heard about it, and so we did a little thing on Entertainment Tonight. And then ultimately what happened was, post-pandemic, we're like, well, this is such a great little idea for a musical. So for our next steps, we were like, what should we do? And we decided, this would make a great animated special. And so we hooked up with a producer, and we started pitching it around. And then the strike happened, and then budgets kind of went away.
Yeah.
And so we're still in the process of that. But when that strike happened, we realized, well, what world are we all in? We're in the theater world, and this would make a great theatrical piece. And so we then started to create a theatrical version of this. And now you would think we could just take that Zoom musical and just fill it in. It's a whole different world. And so even from the animated to the film, we've had now 3 different versions of the show, because we're sort of gearing it for the medium that we're aiming at.
The last time we spoke, you had just won your 2nd Emmy Award.
Oh my gosh, that was the last time.
For Sesame
Yes.
Street, directing for Sesame Street with you have a lot of other collaborators.
A lot of other collaborators.
In that camp. But you were also getting ready to have a number of summer adventures. So the first place you went to was Chicago.
That is correct.
And I'd love to hear what the response was to the show.
Absolutely. So I went to Chicago for, there was a theater company called Token Theater Company, Asian American run theater company, that was producing an all Asian American gay comedy, and which I can't think of one that we have in our sort of canon. And so it was the world premiere of a play called Zac Efron, and it was sort of to the roots. It's a brand new theater company, not a big budget. We were all doing it for the love of theater. We were able to, because we have friends of friends who are on the board of this theater called Red Orchid, which is the actor Michael Shannon runs in Chicago. And so we were able to get their space. We used some of their designers. But everybody sort of just pitched in, and it turned out to be this really beautiful, people thought it was great. We got love letters across the board from all of the major critics. And we ran for almost 4 weeks, and it turned out very well. It was very well received.
So at the same time that you were putting this up on its feet, you were also getting your cast ready to go to Edinburgh the Edinburgh Fringe Festival with Kafka, the
Yes.
musical.
So I had another show that then we rehearsed it in Syracuse because the composer and the lyricist are professors at a college up in Syracuse. And so we took our cast up there and we rehearsed it there. And that was right after Chicago. And then, yeah, we took it to Edinburgh at the beginning of August. And it was, once again, really, knock on wood, it was very well received, got beautiful reviews, and
it was sold out.
And it sold out in its time there at Edinburgh Fringe. And I don't know if you've ever been to the
No.
Fringe. It is unlike anything. I would tell everybody if you have some time in August to go to Edinburgh, it's worth going because there's theater happening from all over the world, and it was some ridiculous amount of shows that were up.
It's insane.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't know
insane.
how they manage it.
Yeah.
But they've been doing it for years.
And part of how they manage is that every show has to be fit in this 55-minute time frame. You have 10 minutes to load in your show and then 10 minutes to load out the show.
Right.
And so every hour and a half, there's something going up in your venue.
Oh my God.
So it was crazy, but a really good kind of crazy that, again, reminded me of when I just started theater and you were doing it for the love. And and our cast had a great time.
And I understand there could be possibly another life.
We have some interest in taking it forward to possibly a run in London somewhere. Yeah, just we're at the beginning stages, and I don't want to jinx it, but yeah, it was very well received, and we've had nibbles from some people in order to move that to the next stage.
That's really exciting. We'll just keep our fingers and toes crossed for that. Now, the next place you're going is to Olney.
Yes. So I'm going to Olney, Maryland.
Your home away from home.
My home away from home. This is my third show at Olney Theater Center. And I am directing Frozen, Disney's Frozen.
And for a Disney boy,
yes.
You're in seventh heaven.
It's great, yeah. No, I started my career with Disney. I was a performer at both Disney World and Disneyland when I was in my teens in college. And so they gave me sort of my professional start. And then I was in Aladdin on Broadway. So this is just sort of a nice way to sort of to continue my Disney collaboration.
So the nice list, Christmas, Frozen.
Holiday-ish, right? Yeah. And so yes, and it's running through the holidays as well. So it is a nice little sort of
Well, thanks, Alan.
Of course.
I'm so glad you had a hot minute. Thank you for joining me for this edition of Backstage Pass with Leah Chang. Until next time.
Bye.